What was the strangest thing when you got drunk that ever happened to you? I'm going to tell you something that happened to me that I still think to this day was the most craziest experience. Now, my wife can't get mad at me because I did not know her. Okay, this was way, way before I knew my wife. I was like, probably like, I don't know. I don't know when I was 18 years old or something like that. Okay, so there was a night I was out with my friends. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, aren't you supposed to be 21 to drink? I always looked older. I never got ID'd. I never got ID'd. I went to a bar. I was 14 years old. I went to a place called Turquoise in Bay Ridge. I had like a suit. I was 14. They let me. They said, come right in. They winded up IDing my cousin. May he rest in peace. He passed away. Frankie Italiano. Great man. What a great name that is, right? I used to tell him every day that we would hang out that you have the coolest name on earth. Frankie Italiano. God bless him. May he rest in peace. He was a great man. But here was a guy, he was like, I don't know, 8 or 10 years older than me, right? So let's just say 10 years. He was so I was 14, he was 24. They ID'd him. They ID'd my cousin who was 24. They did not ID me. So anyway, there was this one night I got drunk. I was out having fun. And I can't remember the name of the bar. It'll come to me in a second. Uh, I can't think of the name of it. JJ Bubbles. I think that's it. It just came to me. JJ Bubbles. Now, this was a bar you go to, where there's like we're young, we're 18 years old, we're young, but all the women, they're older. You know what I mean? They're 40 years old, 50 years old. So, I really probably shouldn't say this. My my wife, I mean, listen, she didn't know who I was. It's like, how could you get mad at me if we never met? This is before we met. Okay. So, long story short, I go into this bar, JJ Bubbles. This is Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. And I meet an older woman. She was like something like 40, 42 years old. Very good looking. You know, you know what they say, right? The mothers I like to, what? F? Was it called? The MILF? MILF? Okay. Long story short, we're having a couple of drinks. One thing leads to another. She says, listen, I got an apartment around the corner. You understand? She goes, you want to come over? I said, absolutely. Okay. So I go there. You could read between the lines, right? I don't want to get too technical, but we had a little fun. Okay. Now I left. Even back then, I was wearing a pinky ring. I always tried to play the wise guy role. Okay. So I left my pinky ring at her apartment. So I realized it the next day. I wake up, I got a little hangover, I'm a little messed up. I have a cup of coffee. I have a little bialy, not a bagel, it's an Italian bagel, bialy, right? I'm eating it. And I say to myself, where's my pinky ring? And then I realized, I was like, oh shit, it's at that friggin' older woman's apartment. I'm like, what am I going to do, right? So I'm like, I got to go back there. That's it. I got to get my ring. It was an expensive ring. I spent spent a couple of grand on that bad boy. So long story short, I go, I knock on the door. You know what I mean? The door opens up. There's a guy who opens up the door. That's her son, same age as me. Same, like he was probably like 17, 18 years old. I'm like mortified. I'm like, what am I going to tell this guy?